Boom. Greetings, beautiful family, Earthling family. Yes, Janik, your host. What's this one getting me? It's me, in flesh. Yes. Beautiful day today, beautiful day. Spring is closer by the day. Yeah, the energy is rising. Of course, that's great stuff. Everything will come back alive or come back to life. Just in the winter, it looks a bit. I know the trees are not dead; they're more dormant than dead. But yeah, everything come back to life. So today we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of great stuff for sure. Let me get my notes in order. And the gift of life. The gift of life. We're very. We have more chance to be struck by lightning than to be alive. You are a champion at start. You have survived millions of sperm to be here. So you're the one who have made it. So that's why I don't know why sometimes we settle with average. Because when you're average, you attract average. When you're phenomenal, you attract phenomenal stuff. Okay, I get it. You don't get to become phenomenal from one day to another, but with daily action, you can surely get reach that state of phenomenalness. Did you say that? Phenomenalness? I don't know. But we can certainly be greater than we are because not that we are greater than life, but we are greater than our circumstances that we think we're stuck in. Often we limit ourselves. We are the ones limiting ourselves to ascension, to the truth of your being, because that's why. That's exactly the reason why people say you live the lie, because you're not showing the truth. You're showing the Babylonian programming stuff. At one point, you have to make a decision also on what side you're gonna be for the. Hold on, I'm trying to locate my daughter because she has to go to work and she's not answering. Oh well, that's it. When you're on call, you should answer. So yeah, the gift of life. Every gift we have been given, and every one of us has given to us for a reason. With each of the gifts we have received comes the responsibility that we sculpted, yeah, and bring it to life, and then apply it out in the world in a way that enriches the life of other people. I think if you go with that mindset that if you do something, it's to help you in the first place and to help others. I don't see where you're gonna bring a spell onto others, no, of darkness. Of you want to bring light to your being and to other beings. So that's why I try my best. Like now, I'm challenging myself to do that twice a day. You got to stick to also the stuff you put in front of you. You say you're gonna do it, do it. Like I'm gonna be here probably twice a day until the end of April, maybe, and then we'll maybe go once a day, early in the day. Maybe I'll do it outside too. I'll set up my stuff outside, and we might do because I like to be outside more than in the unfractal building. Yeah. Tonight we're supposed to be live with Cindy on the Truman Show, so that's gonna be great. Great vibe. We're gonna talk actuality. People who are not willing to set an intention for all they want from life and then to boldly pursue it are ultimately people with much fear stirring within their hearts. Don't let your fears deny you your freedom. That's a good place for the word freedom because your fears will keep you stuck in this realm also. I have a feeling about that. I have a feeling that this will happen if you live your whole life in fear. You're not expressing the true you within. So, yeah, yeah. So, the intention, it's all about the intention because you can talk, but what's your intent? Do you have and what's the intent behind your talk? Because you can say words that are not very nice, but if the intent is good, it changes the whole thing. Like you can often we joke, we say stuff that we don't really think, but because our intent is good behind it, makes it smooth. It's all about intent. That's why nature feels your intent. Dogs, animals, animals. I don't think they can comprehend everything we say, so they must feel our intention, just like the trees, the everything that's around us feels the intent. And that's why once you change the way you think, the forces will come and support you in so many ways. But you have to do it, you have to experience it to feel it. I can tell you stuff here all day long about my own experience with the forces and divine, higher and divine and stuff. But if you don't walk the path, you can't really, you know it when you feel it. Who feels it knows it. That's it. So you have to feel it to know it deep within your heart that there is higher and divine. There is support for you here on this earth if you open up. If you stay close in fear and the forces don't, the fear forces is a lot has a lot to do with evil forces. So I don't think the divine wants you to live in fear. He didn't bring you here to be in fear or to be scared of your shadow. So no, it's up to us also to realize that we live in love and grace. If we can come to meet that fact with honesty, we're going to be stuck. You know how to get unstuck because the point is to get unstuck here. Many of us are stuck in place on pause. Like your pause button can be on for a long time before you decide to break free, or you might never even know that you have to break free. The conditioning goes far because, like I say always, people don't know that they don't know that they don't know. So there's got to be some kind of awareness first of the world. I think you live in the way it's constructed, the way the world operates, the way like the banking system. All this has to be. You have to be aware of it, and then you can develop also develop you can reach the awareness of your being develop it sounds like devil up. Yeah, but we all have the power also to create that insurrection within ourselves that will allow us to finally have a smoother road. It's very chaotic sometimes. The road we're on is very chaotic, full of holes, and you can have flat tires at any time. No, your flat tires is your downtime, your depression, your stuff. So when you hit the road, you hit the flat tire. Usually, it's not. It's repairable. The thing is, it is always repairable. Your mind or your brain or your conditioning can always be not erased but put aside. I don't think we can erase it. Maybe over time, if you really, really work hard on yourself, on your speech, your centeredness and stuff, maybe. you can achieve that kind of outcome. Yeah, but it takes a massive, massive work. And in the world full of distractions, sometimes it's a challenge just to be focused. Just to keep the focus sometimes is a huge challenge. So yeah, but it's our responsibility. Like, do you see the responsibility you have to take here? That's it. But we, in our conditioned ways, we are responsible. This is the thing, because we take care of our family, our finance, all the stuff that has to do with the baby loan. We take care of it, so we are responsible in some way. In our That's why I say the perception has to be really, really heightened, heighten your level of perception, because if not, you will think that you are responsible, that you are a good being, that you do good for your children, all this. You never think you make children to kill their vibe, to for them to be captured by the evil forces or their soul being devoured. But that's what we do. Most of us, we make children. We say we love our children. We love our children, but then on the other end, we do not do anything for their evolution. We just contribute to their devolution. Most of us, most of us, and you can say otherwise, but when you look at it deep, deep within the conditioning and the program that they're under and that you have received, you will realize you're just passing it on to them. So it takes a massive, massive introspection to see your own conditioning with honesty, with enough honesty and clarity. You can see it. It's just because you have fog in your head. There's a lot of fog in your head, in my head also. I'm clearing the fog, but like I say, I've never attained. I haven't attained yet. I haven't uncovered all my stuff yet. So if you judge me now, you will judge me prematurely, because I'm in the midst of discovering myself. I'm still not done totally, for sure. I think it's going to be a lifetime work. So there's always more accessible, more vibration to bring up. So yeah, but anything that's worth doing, and to me, that's worth doing, is worth doing badly until you get it right. So until I get this thing right, I'm getting it because I'm very, very inspired. It's rare that I will stall and not find something to talk about, because there is so much. Yes, there is so much to say, but there's so much to hear also, so much to teach, so much to learn. But that I see it because maybe because I realize that I don't know too much. I honestly, what do I know? Some stuff for sure is we have some kind of idea how things functions, but we don't really even know how the body functions. The very thing we are operating, the body, we have no clue really how it works. The emotional part, the digestive system, the muscles, the nerve system, like all this. Seriously, you have to do study to, but that should come normally for us to know about that kind of stuff. We should be maybe taught about it or something from a young age. So after we are more inclined to take care of the body, not destroy it. But I think the fact that we are completely unaware of the functioning of the different parts of the body, that we are permanently often on self-destruction. It's sad to say, but that's the reality. We can't put our head in the sand and not see things like that. This is our life depends on it. My life depends on it. If I put my head in the sand and forget about all that stuff and say it doesn't exist, it's there. I am in flesh. Yeah. So I cannot really avoid that. Self examination is the first step to personal greatness. Self examination, because we pass pretty much all our life to examine others. Like we are very good in gossip and talking about other people, but to look at our own uh, evil ways. Sometimes we don't want to even see that. We because also the ego prevents you from accessing that, from knowing that you have evil ways, and pretty much everything you do is to encourage an evil system. So self exam. So you want to reach that state of personal greatness, magnificence, personal magnificence. Well, you better examine your ways, your habits, and everything that you do in every day. In every day, but often the distraction takes over, and take us out. The distraction can take you completely out of your life, completely, and often, sometimes you are even very, very distracted with the stuff you think you're not. So, know where to put the focus. Great question. Where do we put our attention? Because that's our greatest asset. That's our greatest asset. Where we put our attention. That will determine the whole outcome of your life. If you're able to focus on the right stuff and work on the, if you're not doing something right, again, what's right, what's wrong. But if you're not on the path of higher and divine, of praising higher and divine, or uh, doing something good, something that is some kind of prosperity, and you create some kind of prosperity within you and others at the same time, what exactly are you doing? And for sure, we're all in action because there is that system in place. So everyone moves, everyone do things. I'm not saying you're sitting on your ass doing nothing, but that you probably are gonna have not much choice until you really design something for yourself. But even that takes massive effort. So you're probably gonna have to work some till pretty much the rest of their days. That's what's bad is we retired at like 68 here in Canada. It's kind of old. Retirement age should be at around 55, 50, 55. Even that, I say 50-year old, maybe 55. Maybe 55, you should be retired and enjoy the rest of your life. Or 50, you're like at mid age. I find the retirement age very, at 68 years old. Wow. Not that you're super old, it's not what I'm saying, but the energy is probably a little less. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there eventually. I'll get there eventually, but I think it's just it depends also how you take care of your body in the present moment. How you take care of yourself now will reflect on you in your later days, in the future. It's important to have consideration for the future, to value your future, because then you will value the present. If you cannot put value on the future, how can you be even present? So that's what I found. It's very important to also focus on future. Your future self will thank you. Like what I'm doing here right now, sometimes I kind of wonder. I don't wonder why I do it, but I still have those little questioning. It's normal, but I know my future self will thank me. So I always think, since since I uncovered for myself that future matters, well, that's it. I put more value on the present moment because that will determine my future. Exactly. So every action you take will have impact on your life. You know, everything that I've done in my life led me to be here. I think that if I would have changed maybe one little thing in there, I would probably not be here. So you have to trust also in the path that's in front of you. Now. We all have a path to walk here, to a road. Yeah. And your road is the road less traveled. Your road that's been paved for you. It's not being traveled by no one. So it could be very smooth unless you decide to abandon your own road that's been there for you and you go on the road where everyone goes. Then it's going to be chaos, traffic jam, bad road conditions. The road paved for you is very, very smooth. You just got to get on it. Just get on. And if you don't know what to do, try different stuff. No, you might not know what's your ultimate goal, dream, or duty, or work you have to do here, but just try stuff. Try different stuff. You will find what's good for you at one point. What's your ability? I think I have an ability to be vocal, to express myself. I do it pretty much without. I'm not. I don't come here sweating and everything. I'm not nervous when I come here. When I come and talk, this is very. I do that with very much ease. So if you get to that point where you find something you do with ease, it might be the right thing for you. If you do it with the nervousness and you're in fear and like it's might not be the right thing for you. But we all have something out there. That's why I come here suggesting all the time to take action because there is something. I can tell you what it is. I think I know what's my stuff, but even that it could change. But I think I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track for evolution. Time will tell, but I do what feels good and great in my heart. I don't listen to my head too much because if I would probably not be here. So I go with the heart, and the heart I think has a big, huge vibration. It does. It's alive. It beats. Your whole body's alive. So yeah. So I think that art emits a lot of frequency, or maybe you can think. Some say you think from the heart also. But maybe it's just an expression. Maybe it's all in the head. But I feel like there is when you come from the heart, it feels like a different place, a different yeah, different vibe. Different vibe. Anybody here? Anybody here? I will verify to make sure. I will be probably. Yeah, this is live on Odyssey right now. Live on Odyssey and live on YouTube. I think. Yeah, good. I will add the Rumble soon. Maybe I'll start transferring some stuff to Rumble, but Rumble doesn't do the automatic transfer. Odyssey was kind of easy to set up because you just they transfer all your content, the content of the content. They have YouTube have even changed the name of that because before it wasn't called content in the video manager. It was something else. It was videos or something. Now they call it content, the tent of the con. Anyway, I think personally there is a wonderful place to be. Very, very wonderful place we can be. We can embrace. We can feel. That place is not in fear. So you have to. All have. Anyway, until we release that fear that the fear mongers try to push on us, it's very hard to feel anything properly with proper vibration. With so letting go of fear is a must because fear there is legitimate fear, like I say always. If a saber-toothed tiger come down the street at you, you better run. I don't know if they exist, saber-toothed tiger, but if a big beast come at you, you better run. So, or unless you're equipped to face the beast, in that case, maybe you should face it. normally we get feared by this kind of event. But I don't think to talk, to express ourselves, to express our opinion or our vision of life, I don't think we should give into fear. But someone's gonna come through the screen and eat me. I don't think so. Like they're not gonna. It's same thing for public speaking. No one will jump on stage to strangle you. So sometimes the things we fear the most are the one that when you fear something, you do it fast. Like the fear of spider. If you're afraid of a spider, if spider scares you, just walk through a spider web several times. Just walk through it, and at one point it won't bother you. It used to bother me, the spider, but now I've done it a few times and I'm okay now. So once you condition yourself to not be in fear at one point, it won't have any effect on you. Same like the system. If you go at it, if you dive into it a few times and realize what's going on, you won't be in fear at one point because you will have a perception and a great perspective of what's happening. So that allows you to let go of fear and nonsense. But if you don't do that very important work on yourself, which needs to be done, unless you want to pass the rest of your life pretending that you are working on yourself, because everything in this world will make us think that we are doing something like work. There's definition for everything, but is the definition of it really match with reality or match with the matrix concept? Like work, yes, we go to work, but is this the real work we should do, or we should work for our own evolution, work on ourselves, and work for higher and divine? I'm not saying you don't have to work in Babylon, you need to get your money and stuff, but there's also higher and divine work to be done. Save you the cost. Yeah, there's higher and divine work to be done, and for that we need all the light workers to be awake and there and present. There is many of us. There is many. Some feel it a little bit. Some feel it more than others. Some are more expressing themselves about it. Depends how your perception of this world, how you see the world, how you see yourself, your place in this world, and what's your work here and your significance. We have been conditioned to think very little, to think that we're tiny specks in the cosmos. Like all this is by design also to make us feel little and insignificant when we have a huge significance. Me, you, everyone here alive, all earthling family, all earth beings are very, very cherished and loved by higher forces. But if you don't match your vibration with higher and divine vibrations, you will never feel it. You will think that you are insignificant and here for watching TV or stuff. But once you realize your significance in this world, that's probably where you will start to raise your frequency and attach yourself to more higher vibe than TV or whatever it is that we do to stay distracted. It's a sea of distraction. It's a world filled with distractions. So if you're not focused, if you don't know where you should put your attention, you're probably going to be unaware of all this happening to you also. Most of the stuff that happens to us in this conditioned world goes unnoticed by the present mind. The sub present mind feels it, but sub present is it better than subconscious? Sub present. Yeah. The present mind is the conscious mind. Because I don't really like the word consciousness. I think it's vague. It's vague as word. It can be very like when I see con or stuff like that, I tend not to try not to use those words. I think about it. That's what and this is one of the major work that needs to be done is to clarify the words in our head because the reason why en français on dit t'as des mots de tête, you have too much words, you don't really know what those words signify and you use them each and every day. Same like the body, you use it each and every day, but you don't really know the functioning. So the words are the same. We use words, but we don't even know what we're talking about, what's the root of those words, where they come from. No, we take what has been given to us in school, the explanation, and that's enough. That's what I'm saying. Why are we not questioning more, even what we speak? But sometimes it goes completely unnoticed, and very. So that's why I'm here to exactly to suggest a different kind of vibration accessible and self examination. Remember, you have a duty to shine, and this world will be less of a place if you choose to play small with your life. Of course, you will see this place with not too much significance if you're playing small. When you're playing big with yourself, you're into big stuff, you will see a lot of significance in everything, in the plants, in the river, in the water, in the ether, and everything will take suddenly a whole uh, different signification for sure. Like the astral bodies, you become in awe pretty much with everything every day. That's why letting go of definition is very important because you regain that curiosity also that born with, born curious. Look at childs how curious they are because exactly they don't have all this alphabet nonsense in their head and definition, and so they are curious until we start bombarding them with nonsense and TVs and video games and bad food and pick and the whole thing. So before, I used to think that beings really take care of their children and stuff, but are they really? Like, was I really taking really good care of my children? Probably not, because I was feeding them often the nonsense of Babylon before, even though I was never like pogos and stuff. I know a lot of people out there eat wieners and stuff, pogos, and but I wasn't really big on that kind of. But still, I was taking what was accessible back then and what I thought was right. This is our thing. It's not because our intention is really bad. We don't have bad intention towards our children. It's not that we're completely unaware. And your unawareness is creating destruction and havoc and chaos just because you are unaware of what you're eating, what you're teaching them, and that's it. But your ego thinks he knows. This is the confusion because we don't know too much, but we pretend to know. So same thing with our children. We pretend to know what to do with children, how to elevate. Oh no, not elevate. How to create, how to make them evolve better than that. Have to watch the word I say. Yeah, because we want our children to evolve, but are we really helping them to evolve? I'm just saying it's a point where we should reflect on in our at one point in our life. What kind of teaching are we passing on to our little ones? But sometimes way too busy with life, too busy with distraction and your own stuff that you completely put that off the radar. But it should be on the radar of our awareness. Our it's like we have awareness, but the radar is completely off, so you can't sense nothing. But once you put that radar on, then you can feel stuff also coming at you before it hits you. A radar, that's what it does. It spots things before it comes close to the object. So we should have a radar on to notice the nonsense and all the cruel stuff that we can engage in. But often, like I said, it goes completely unnoticed because we think we have good intention. We think we're good people. We think so high of ourselves and we are aligned with God and this and that. But in reality, once we, like I said, we take a deep look in the mirror, often that will completely be shattered to nothing if you are honest. If you are honest about your ways, your everyday way of living, I've realized that I was doing a lot of things not necessarily wrong, but not very aligned with higher frequencies, like low vibration stuff. We kind of like also that kind of vibe because it keeps our ego in check. Like your ego will keep you in low vibration, definitely. So once you recognize that your ego is, when we say you are your own worst enemy, is your ego because you have an ego, you have built up that stuff. So once you let that ego, that pretension, that you let it fall down, then what's exposed? It's the real you. So your ego is your worst enemy. That's the enemy within you. I think once we can be able to let that go, it's a different feeling. Like for sure, you need a little bit of ego to function in this turbulent world. Like I cannot say I don't still have it, but it's not possessing me. Like it's like we're possessed. We're possessed by evil forces, and that's the ego in it. That's what I seen at one point. That was I possessed by because we I seen a lot of horror movies back in the day, a few of them because I don't know you crave. Today I would never look at those kind of stuff. I don't know why we go into this also horror movies when we're young. That's what we're brain, and then all this gets imprinted and embedded into your head like all the images, all the sound, everything is registered in your brain. Hence why it's very important to have a grip on what you put your attention on. Bonjour Leslie. Bonjour Leslie, la belle Leslie est ici ce matin. Greetings, greetings, Leslie. So yeah, so that's where self-examination, we cannot avoid that unless, like I say, it could be a choice for you also and it's just way too much. It depends what you want for your life. If you love pain, torture, boredom, and stuff like that, and listlessness and stuff, you will probably stay in no vibration. But if you look for something higher in this world, something real, like we all feel, we don't know what it is, what's real, because it's something we have to get in touch with. But if you feel that there's something off in this world, it's probably because there's something off with you. That's the self-examination part. If you point, if you say, "Oh, there's chaos," by look inside yourself, you will find the same thing: the turmoil, the chaos, the war. It's a war on your body. It's a war on your presence here, not consciousness. I don't use these words. Present. We have to be present. We have to be here because life is a present also. Your presence is what matter here, not your. Enough of us are absent-minded. We don't need to be all absent-minded. We could be very much more. Yeah, we could be a lot more focused and a lot more paying attention, giving attention to what surrounds us, the beings around us, the children, especially the children, because we are telling them so much nonsense. And you don't need to go to school or to the government or society. Often your own parenting methods will be detrimental to your children, but because you think you're good, you're doing good, you're a good person, you don't see it. Like I've never seen the destruction I was causing in them. Okay, either by causing chaos or feeding them all kinds of nonsense food, uh, food with no electric energy. You know what? We are electric beings. Like there's some you're not plugged into a wall as far as I'm concerned. So you are electric. So you should preserve exactly what's or just to me it's very clear that we are dimming that electricity, that energy within us with all kinds of substance. Once you recognize that, you examine that. A self-examination is also on your habits, what you eat and everything. I'm not saying you're gonna have a perfect diet. Diet is it diet? Diet? Diet sounds like diet. Yeah, it's probably because your diet is gonna make you die. Why not like a pet, a pet diet? Live it, live it. I would find another word. Anyway, sometimes what we eat is very, very. I don't think you can have like I. There's still stuff I eat today that I know might not be very. I think we eat our emotions, chocolates and chips and stuff. Like sometimes I go into this. Like last night, I was having popcorn and stuff. I love popcorn. There's stuff you're gonna have a hard time to let go, but I think if you put enough stuff, good food in your diet, in your regime, that's it. You can probably at one point also lose the taste of all the nonsense. Same like in the well, at one point you lose the taste of this whole nonsense well, so you let go. Same with food, same with everything. I think it's just a matter of we're used to taste that stuff, and our bodies is programmed to eat or listen or look at certain stuff, and we just think that this is normal, this is the world. But for all that we know, often we find those very things very, very detrimental to us. Awareness is a must. Yes. Reflection is the mother of wisdom. Reflection. Yeah, but again, reflection, reasoning is very important for our well being. Very important. But if we are permanently in fear, living in fear, or again, it's not huge fear, but if you have fear of anything, your body feels it. There is something in you being activated by fear. There's a gland, I think I repeated that one, the amygdala or something, in your brain. And when that hormone is triggered by fear, your whole body shuts down. Like it shuts down. Often, big fear, you will start to shake. You will sweat. You will. So it has something. It has physical effect. Fear. It's not just a word. It has huge physical effect, and they know it. So if you stay in fear, if you give in to the fear propaganda, boom, they just captured your soul. So that's why letting go of fear, do not fear the unknown. I know that's why we stay in the known because we fear the unknown. The unknown is often a lot more pleasant than what we know, a lot more graceful, a lot more loving than what we have experienced all our life. So often we stay in hell, boredom, pain, torture, fear, just because that's all we have experienced in life. But there is something much greater than that. But for my part, I didn't even realize that there was something greater because that's what you're conditioned to think, that what you're experiencing, the emotions you have, are what you're gonna have for the rest of your life. So at one point, it's important to realize these things, that there is a much higher vibration than fear in this world. And this is very, very, very detrimental to your well being. So, and you cannot reason or reflect if you're in fear. So, how would I do a reasoning here if I would be in fear and shaking and be nervous? Like, I would not be able to even create thoughts in my head. So, but the thoughts are always pretty much there. So yeah. So look within and resolve to build a better you. Resolve to build a better you. Evolve, resolve. Yeah. We can all do that. We can all look within, but sometimes it's because it's very filthy inside. It's very filthy, and we prefer show the beauty outside, and that's why often I don't never really get the fact that women put makeups. But I get it. It's because women like to look pretty. This is the thing with women. I have understood that they like to look beautiful, like pretty. Like us men, not really. I'm not really concerned about prettiness, honestly. I just want to be myself, and we don't really think about looking good or stuff like that. But women do think about that. Like I cannot really understand how women think because I've never been a woman. I'm a man, so that's why it's very interesting to hear women when they express themselves because it's a very different thinking, and I'm starting to, and especially the when it comes to sex, the idea that we have of women when it comes to sex is completely wrong. Like when I was younger, I had pretty much not negative, but I was not seeing the woman the same way I see them today because sex is for both. We both enjoy it. It's not just women that enjoy it; it's both. So why point to the woman and make her a sex object and this and that when we both? I've realized that. Like women are not sex object and stuff, but we're conditioned to think this way that all women are like uh, I don't want to say the word because it's not very known. But never worn makeup. That's it. Accept me as the makeup thing. That's another one. But I get it's. I think the makeup thing is just mass conditioning because, like I said, woman likes to look pretty. They want to look beautiful, and they think that by putting makeup, they look more beautiful. Personally, like yesterday, I was seeing something on YouTube. There was a beautiful Chinese girl. I find Chinese girls are very pretty. They look very feminine, and but she had all kinds of makeups on. That says something. That says to me, you live in fear. Why are you putting makeup on? Like my mother will not get out. I'm not judging you if you are. Don't be. Don't get me wrong here. It's just a talk. But if you are putting makeup, that's your own thing. But my point of view on this, like my mother, will never get out of her house without makeup. Why? You're afraid of what people think of you? Like you're not even seeing your face. It's others that see your face. Often when often that's it. When you don't have makeup on, you will have a better skin as you get older too. All these products you put on your face go into your skin. The mask era. Yeah. So I don't know. I never really like Kim is not a Kim never puts makeup on, and I seen it. That's what I seen the first day. I said, oh, she's natural, no makeup. Like it's not a. They don't have a mask. You don't need to put a mask on, and it's so artificial, superficial. I find makeup personally, and after that they go and thin their hair, like dye their hair. A lot of women dyes their hair, but I think it's so beautiful when a woman just show the natural side of them. Like, why be embarrassed because you're getting old? If you're getting older, you're getting wiser, probably. Like that's what I was saying to the girl at the grocery store yesterday. She had a big, huge basket. She wanted me to go in front of her. She said, "Oh, go, you have less stuff than me." I said, "No, no, no, that's fine." I said, "As I'm getting older, I'm getting more patient. So no, it's not an issue. You do your thing. I'll just wait here and look around." And but I don't like so much a grocery store because now I find that the lights, the electric stuff in the lights affect me sometimes. So yeah, the world alone, makeup says it all. Exact makeup. So maybe you should take the hem and reverse it, and instead of putting makeup, you should wake up. You know that's why probably you can reverse the hem and it becomes a W. Wake up. Yeah, I don't think it's. To me, it's not. I never found that attractive, and never went towards girl that was wearing makeup. I don't really. No, that's it. It's not necessary, and it's not. Yeah, reverse the hem and wake up. That's it. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll be probably here later on this evening. I sent a message to Yvonne too. I was talking to you about Yvonne from Ascension Wisdom. So I sent her a message. We might do something on the Truman Show eventually. We'll wait for her reply. And, till then, tonight I should be live with Cindy. Oh, that's true. So I might not be here tonight because I'm on the Truman Show with Cindy, unless I do this earlier, which I might. We'll see. You will see eventually. I always either publish it a few minutes before an hour or something. But that's it. Until then, rise and shine. Do your best. Do your best. Do your best. Stay focused. Day by day, we're gonna move out of our nonsense conditioning, and we're gonna experience something major at one point. But with that comes responsibility. Of course, we have great responsibility. That's it. Once we see that, it's game over, Babylon, because the Earthling family will rise to the occasion. That's it. So large up. I'm out, and much love. It's all love. See ya.